Welcome back. As we said, we are going to analyze and to cover or to shed more light on the important remarks by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi when he attended yesterday the graduation ceremony of the new batch of the Police Academy cadets, a ceremony which took place in the Police Academy headquarters in New Cairo, and of course it was attended by the families of the cadets, as President Sisi was keen to thank them for all their sacrifices for their sons and to make their sons part and parcel of our national security and the heroes of our police forces defending our internal security, along with the army forces who are exerting the utmost efforts to defend Egypt against any threat from all strategic directions. To shed more light on the event and on the remarks of the President, we are very much delighted to have with us via phone Major General Ehab Youssef, security risk expert, and the head of the Police and People Association, our strategic expert. Thank you very much for being with us, sir, and a very good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Nabil. It's a great pleasure to be with you, and I want to welcome all the viewers of the guests of the audio show.
Thank you very much, sir. Before going into details, how do you see first the remarks of the President? Because, in fact, the President was very keen to speak about a number of issues, issues which can really be worrying for the Egyptians. And he took all the occasions, let's put it this way, to speak in a very transparent manner about many issues which are really running into our minds and make us feeling some worries about the future of the coming generation. Yesterday it was a source of pride to see our coming generations of the police cadets, but also it's not a rosy life.
First, I want to congratulate the Ministry of Interior and Egypt for the newcomers to the Ministry of Interior police officers, whether we talk about men or women. They were in best shape yesterday during the show, and it was very nice to see the development on that training and the new aspects of the training that are embedded with the Ministry of Interior.
Yeah.
This is very important to say, because we are proud to have new blood every year coming to the Ministry of Interior and the Ministry of Defense. These guys are pretend to sacrifice their lives in the favor of Egypt.
Yeah.
And as the President said, we have to recognize also the families who prepared their second generation to be able to join and put all the efforts to protect our country, our beloved country, and our future. Mentioning what you mentioned about President Sisi yesterday's speech, it was very brief, but it was very concise and important, because the President highlighted the risks that are surrounding our country and how volatile the area around us is. When you talk about Libya, Sudan, and Gaza, there are a lot of risks there and a lot of stress on the people living there, in addition to the wars that's going all around us. And the President said that the people of Egypt has, because of their love to the country, has to be worried and to be thinking of what's going on and what's going to be happening. But he mentioned that it's all controlled and we are in safe hands. And he mentioned one very important thing, which I totally believe in. As long as we are united
together,
as we have one goal, as long as we trust each other, then we can overcome any problem that will come on our way. So the point now is to be able to get united and continue to stay like this in the future, to be able to get over the risks that we are going through, till hopefully the area around us gets stabilized. It's not less to mention that Egypt is trying to do their effort in controlling what's happening around us, but the things are extremely tensed and
complicated also.
Even the international community are not able to control what's happening.
Amen to that, sir. And this was very clear, by the way. I mean, the remarks of the President came just one day after Foreign Minister Badr Abdel-Ati was in the UN General Assembly, and before that in an emergency forum or session by the UN Security Council, and he reiterated Egypt's full rejection of what's going on and the Israeli genocide war and the Israelis' will to expand the conflict from Palestine to Lebanon, as the whole world is witnessing. But returning back to President Sisi's remarks, sir, and you mentioned a very important issue: unity. Unity, and to face also the rumors, and not to let the forces of evil, as the president is always naming them, to penetrate our unity and to shake our trust in our future, in our leadership, in our forces, and in our way to deal with the challenges, difficulties, and changes around us. How do you see also this issue as one of the important points which were mentioned by the president?
I think this is the main core of what we are going through now. The unity is the most important thing that we have to be always keen about. And unity comes with us having a clear goal for everybody that we're trying to reach. And I think the most important role is now to make Egypt as stable as it can be, and to try to make the people having hope for the future. And this will never come unless we have a clear vision on where we're heading, and having the main target of making our people in a better future.
Yeah.
To be able to continue in unity, and as the president mentioned yesterday, which is a very important point, there are two aspects. There are the people and the government. The people has to believe on where they're heading and to believe on the government role, and the government has to continue supply the people with information.
Yeah.
And feeding people with correct information at the right time is always very important to make the people are confident that we are heading on the right direction.
Amen to that, sir. And I should seize the opportunity, as I have you via phone, to add to what you have just said. Not everything can be said, and not everything can be that clear in front of the layman in the street. But the full trust in our political leadership, leading with crucial issues, with vital issues, with very, let's say, sensitive files, is very important. Because when it comes to things which are taking place behind the closed doors, when we know, or when we are totally sure that they are taking place for the best interest of the Egyptian people, I think this is going to save a lot of effort. If you want to elaborate on that too.
I can agree and disagree with you on what you're mentioning, because what you're saying, that's true. We have to believe in our leadership, we have to believe in our government, and we have to make sure that they are putting the right direction. Still, information is very important to people. If people don't get information, this will create a room for rumors and other devils that they want to work on the trust between the people and the government. So as long as we can minimize this gap of information, it will help a lot the people to be more stable, and we close all the gaps that the devils are trying to use. I totally respect what you mentioned, that not everything can be mentioned in public, and not everything can be mentioned to the man of the street, because of the confidentiality and the importance of information. But at least people has to be confident, and this will never come unless you speak to them. And this is what the president is doing. The president is talking to people. He always, when he got the chance, he talked to people. He start to encourage the ministers and the prime minister to talk. And this is very important.
And to have field visits. He said it more than once. Your place, it's not at your offices. It's not in the headquarters of your ministries, or your offices in the governorates or provinces headquarters, as for the governors or top executives. He said it more than once, and he said when you talk with people, when you have this direct dialogues, it's going to be another way, or a milestone for building confidence or trust between the layman in the street and the top executives we have. But if you permit me, I'd like to return back to other statements which were, or other remarks which were said by the president yesterday, when he mentioned in specific, as an example, the revenues of the Suez Canal. And when he said that we lost billions of dollars in the past 9 months, for example, because of what's going on in the Red Sea and the Red Sea security and all what's related to this issue. How do you see mentioning the numbers, and how do you see taking this into consideration as one of the challenges in front of our state?
As you know, it's not a secret. Economy is very important for every person of us.
Yeah.
And if the country doesn't have good economy, this will affect our personal life, which will be adding to increase in prices, increase in fueling, increase of everything. and the country gets its money from several resources. One important part of it is the Suez Canal. And what the president mentioned yesterday is that we lost nearly $6 billion during the 9 months that was expected to come as income from the Suez Canal for the boats and the vessels that pass through it. And this is happening because of the war that's happening in Yemen and the Houthis and hitting the boats, which increased the insurance value for the vessels and putting high risk for them. And that's why they use another route now to go to their destination. They prefer not to go through the Red Sea and Suez Canal.
Yeah.
So even if the war is not in our land, it's thousands of miles away from us, but it affects our economy. And this is what the president mentioned yesterday. So he said that there is an extra pressure that comes over us, which we are not part of it, but it happens because of other aspects internationally.
Sir, you know, when I imagine the world without COVID, the world without the Russian-Ukrainian conflict, the world without the Israeli aggression, whether in Palestine or Lebanon, I think the case was going to be totally different with the whole world, not only with Egypt. But as you've kindly mentioned, there were things or crises which are taking place, and we do not have anything to do with them. Returning back to the president's activities yesterday, as after the graduation ceremony, he had a meeting with a number of media figures, and he spoke also with them about their pivotal role in spreading awareness and speaking with the people about everything, whether it's the achievements taking place on the ground or the problems or crises facing the country, whether inside or outside, whether from the lack of foreign currency to what's going on around us. And here I mention, I don't only mean Gaza, but also Sudan and Somalia. How do you see taking this into consideration as one of the messages which were sent by the president yesterday?
I believe that this is the main important message, that if you relate it to combining rumors, these are the two important messages that happened yesterday. Because as the president said, we have to be combined, we have to be united, and working against unity is what the devils are doing by trying to spread rumors that might affect the people's perception and the people's unity and the people's stability with the country. So one of the main important tools to combat these rumors is the media, the trusted media like yourself, the people who talk from their heart, transferring the information to the people, are very important to explain what's happening, to get the people understand what are the correct information, what are the rumors, and then the people will decide.
Yeah.
The more we have trusted channels and delivering of messages, the more we are going to be stable in the future, inshallah.
Inshallah. General Ehab, you know, you preferred to start with the students, and in fact, I intended to end our interview with the students, or the cadets, to be accurate, and not only with the way the president is all the time dealing with the cadets, or with the students, or with the youth in general. When he asked them to be role models for Egyptian youth in general, this was a message. When he honored those distinctive cadets, it was a message. The way he even looked at the new cadets, the distinguished students, those who made the utmost efforts to reach this place, and when he also thanked the families for what they have done. It's not only messages, it's a mix between being a father, a president, the president or the head of the Supreme Police Council. It's all of them at a time. If you want to elaborate on that too.
No, you're totally correct. I mean, Egypt is like 65% of it are youth, and these are the new bloods that are coming into the Egyptian veins to make more efforts, more potential for a better future. And because I was a police officer, so I always admire any person who would like to be an officer or to be a police, because this is a great sacrifice that you do for your country. You work hard, you get highly trained to be able to combat any risk that the people can be under. So the message from the president yesterday to the new generation is very important.
Yes.
And as he mentioned, we have also to recognize the martyrs. We have to recognize the people who get injured in operations, and we have to recognize the families who are preparing their kids.
This was my final question, sir. A message to the families, because some of our colleagues from the Egyptian TV had interviews with some of the parents, and particularly the parents of the distinctive officers who ranked the first and the second on this batch, and how they were very much proud of their sons. They were in tears, and they said that they are going to continue with that. Even a mom or a mother said that all her sons are graduated from the police academy, including a female, including a young lady, and the fourth is coming on the way. How do you see this also as another message to the Egyptian people in general?
You know, the love from the Egyptian people to their country is endless, and as mentioning the young policewoman that you mentioned, I'm very proud to see a big number of policewomen in the training and in the exhibition yesterday, and they are not just. It's not expected that they're going to just work on administrative work, because we see them carrying weapons, they're going in tough situations, and they're sharing part in operation during the show that happened yesterday, which means that they're going to be involved in real police activities and security ones. So I'm very proud to see this in our country, and I wish the all and the new generation all the best, and we're looking forward to what they're going to do in protecting our great Egypt.
Same here, sir. We wish them all the best, and we wish that they are going to continue to be role models for all our youth. Major General Ehab Youssef, security risk expert, head of the Police and People Association, our strategic expert. Thank you very much for your input, sir, and have a very good day. Right after the